Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 7. Here we are hearing the descendants of Mandhata. We've come to the story of Harishchandra. He had no son. He prayed to Lord Varuna to give him a son. Then he said, I will sacrifice him. But each time Varuna came him for the sacrifice, Harishchandra, being attached to his son, kept delaying it. Said, let him grow a little more, let him grow a little more. And then finally, once after some time, when Rohit understood that he's going to be sacrificed, he ran away to the forest. Varun Dev got upset at Harishchandra and gave him a disease, dropsy, like swelling in the body. Hearing that, Rohit wants to come back, but Lord Indra is telling him, don't do that. So then reading on, Bhume Paryatanam Punyam
Bhumih Paryatanam Punyam
Tirtha Kshetra Nishevane
Tirthashetra Nishevane
Rohitaya Disha Chakra
Rohitaya Adishat Chakraha
Sopi Aranye Vasat Samam.
Sopi Aranye Avasat Samam.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. King Indra advised Rohit to travel to different pilgrimage sites and holy places, for such activities are pious indeed. Following this instruction, Rohit went to the forest for 1 year. So he is being advised to go for pilgrimage, do pious activities for 1 year. Evam dvitiye tritiye
Evam
Evam
Dvitiye
Titye
Tritiye
Tritye
chaturthe panchame tatha
Chaturthe
Chaturthe
Panchame
Panchame
Tatha
Tatha
abhyetya sthaviro
Abhyetya
Abhyetya
Vipro
Sthaviru
vipro bhutva vritaha.
Vipro Bhutva
Vipro.
Vitraha.
In this way, at the end of the second, third, fourth, and fifth years, when Rohit wanted to return to his capital, the king of heaven, Indra, approached him as an old Brahmana and forbade him to return, repeating the same words as in the previous year. So Lord Indra kept saying, you go to do different pilgrimages. Each time Rohit wanted to go back home to meet the king, each time Lord Brahma is coming. He's disguised as what? As who?
Brahmana.
Brahman.
Yeah, he's
Old
coming as the
Brahman.
old Brahman. Each time he's saying, don't go back. Shastam samvatsaram tatra
Shastam
Tastam
Samvatsara
Samvatsaram Tatra
charitva rohita purim
Charitva
Charitva
Rohita
Rohita
Puri
Pura
upavrachan ajikartad
Upabrajan
Rajanan
Adhikartha
Ajikarta
akrinan madhyamam sutam
Akrinath Madhyamam Sutam
Sutam
shuna shepam pashum pitre
Shunaha Shefam
Shefam
Pashum
Pashum
Pitre
Pitre
pradaya samabandhata.
Pradaya
Pradaya Samvandata.
Thereafter, in the sixth year, after wandering in the forest, Rohit returned to the capital of his father. He purchased from Ajigartha, his second son, named Shunashepa. Then he offered Shunashepa to his father, Harishchandra, to be used as a sacrificial animal, and offered Harishchandra his respectful obeisances. It appears that in those days a man could be purchased for any purpose. Harishchandra was in need of a person to sacrifice as the animal in a yajna and thus fulfill his promise to Varuna. And a man was purchased from another man for this purpose. Millions of years ago, animal sacrifice and slave trade both existed. Indeed, they have existed since time immemorial. So it seems people could be bought and sold. And so here Rohit is buying from a person called Ajikarta, his second son. The second son's name is Shunashepa. And for the purpose of sacrificing Shunashepa.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There's a lot of disturbance. Actually,
Oh, is it?
you know,
Yeah, even I cannot hear your sound also sometimes properly. Even
My
your
sound?
sound is also lost. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
no.
So you all want me to
No, I think
write?
maybe we all mute and then
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
And
Then
then
we
maybe
can
I
see.
will see.
And if we are not able to hear you still, and if there is some disturbance, then we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what? Yeah. Okay. So does this get better? Hopefully, right?
Yes, now is better. Yes.
Still,
Oh,
I mean, yeah, there is, but okay, better than before. Still, something is there.
oh, is it? Well, there's everything's quiet here actually. I don't have any window open or
Yeah,
anything also.
now it's quiet.
Now it's
I
quiet.
don't know. I think maybe one of us, our this thing maybe, the is causing. I think we
Okay.
all go on mute, na? And then yeah, then we can start. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
All right. Okay. So text 21. Tata Purusha Medena
Tatah
तथा
Purusha Medhena
Harishchandra Mahayasha
Harish Chandro
हरिश्चन्द्र
Mahayasha
महायश
Mahayasha.
Mukto Daro Yajaddevan
Muktodara Ajayadeva
जगद्देवन्
Varuna Din Mahatkatha.
Varuna
वरुणादि
Katha.
महत्कथा
Thereafter, the famous King Harishchandra, one of the exalted persons in history, performed grand sacrifices by sacrificing a man and pleased all the demigods. Sorry, in this way, his dropsy created by Varuna was cured. So now Harishchandra has sacrificed this boy, Shunashepa, and the demigods are pleased by it. It seems in those old, very, very millions and millions years ago, this thing, something like this could be done. Now, of course, it's strictly forbidden. Even animal sacrifice is forbidden in this age of Kali. And his disease is now gone away. Vishwamitro bhavatasmin
Vishwamitro Bhavatasmin
ota chadvaryur atmavan
Hotata
होता
Advarvyu
चतुर्वर्ण्यो
Atmavan
jamadagnir abhut brahma
Jamad Agni
जमदग्निरभूद्ब्रह्मा
vashishto ya sahasamagaha.
Vasishto
वसिष्ठो यस्य
Yasamaga
समगः
In that great human sacrifice, Vishwamitra was the chief priest to offer oblations. The perfectly self-realized Jamadagni had the responsibility for chanting the mantras from the Yajurved. Vashishta was the chief Brahminical priest, and the sage Ayasya was the reciter of the hymns of the Samaved. So there's such great famous personalities doing the yajna. Vishwamitra, Jamadagni, Vashishta Muni, and Ayasya Muni. They're all there. Tasmai tushto dadav Indra.
Tasmai tushtu
Indra
dadavindra
Shata kumbham mayam ratham.
Vratam
Shunashevasya Mahatmyam
Shunah
Pasamaham Tatmayam
Uparis Tat Prachakshayate.
Uprishtat Prachakshyate.
Pratyakshate.
King Indra, being very pleased with Harishchandra, offered him a gift of a golden chariot. Shunashefa's glories will be presented along with the description of the son of Vishwamitra. Satyam saram dhatim drishtva
Satyam saram priti drishtva.
sab aryasya cha bhutpate
Sabharyasya bhupate.
Vishwamitra brisham prito
Vishwamitro Vrishamprito.
dadav avihatam gatim.
Dadav avihatam gatim.
The great sage Vishwamitra saw that Maharaj Harishchandra, along with his wife, was truthful, forbearing, and concerned with the essence. Thus he gave them imperishable knowledge for fulfillment of the human mission. So Vishwamitra saw the sincerity of Harishchandra and his wife, and he's giving them transcendental knowledge. Mana prithviyam tam adbhis
Manaha prithvivyam tam advi.
tejas apo nilena tat
Tejasa apu anilena tad.
kevayum dhara yamstacha
Kevayum
Yam Tach
bhutadotam mahatmani.
Bhutadautam mahatmani.
Tasmin jnana kalam dhyatva
Tasmin
Tasmin
jnanam kalam
Jnanakalam Dhyatva
te agyanam vinirdadham
taya jnanam
Jnanam
vinirdatam.
Vinirdahan
hitva tam svena bhavena
Hitva
Hitva
tam
Tam
svinam
Svena
bhavena.
Bhavena
nirvana sukha samvidam
Nirvana
Nirvana
samvidam.
Samvita
anirdeshya pratarkyena
Anidresya apratyena.
Apratarchinya
tastha vidvasta bandhana.
Tastau
Tastau
vidvasta bandhana.
Vatsavandana
Maharaj Harishchandra first purified his mind, which was full of material enjoyment, by amalgamating it with the earth. Then he amalgamated the earth with water, the water with fire, the fire with the air, and the air with the sky. Thereafter, he amalgamated the sky with the total material energy and the total material energy with spiritual knowledge. This spiritual knowledge is realization of oneself as part of the Supreme Lord. When the self-realized spiritual soul is engaged in service to the Lord, he is eternally imperceptible and inconceivable. Thus established in spiritual knowledge, he is completely freed from material bondage. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 9th canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Descendants of King Mandhata. So Maharaj Harishchandra, he's gotten the spiritual knowledge. First he had purified. How did he purify his mind? You know, he is uh, we see the gross elements amalgamating. So he's purifying his mind first. His mind was full of material enjoyment by amalgamating it with the earth. So, you know, earth, going to the more and more subtle element, earth, then water, then fire, then air is more subtle than the fire, then coming to the sky, then the Mahatattva, most subtle. Then he got the self-realization. He's become self-realized now. So he's liberated soul. And the chapter stops here, so let's go on. Did anyone have any comments of this on this chapter? Anyone wanted to share anything? So we heard about the different kings coming in the line of Mandata. Now this is chapter 8. The sons of Sagara meet Lord Kapiladev. In this 8th chapter, the descendants of Rohit are described. In the dynasty of Rohit, there was a king named Sagar, whose history is described in relation to Kapiladev and the destruction of the sons of Sagar. The son of Rohit was known as Harita, and the son of Harita was Champa, who constructed a township known as Champapuri. The son of Champa was Sudev, and the son of Sudev was Vijay. The son of Vijay was Bharuka, and the son of Bharuka was Vrika. Bahuka, the son of Vrika, was greatly disturbed by his enemies, and therefore he left home with his wife and went to the forest. When he died there, his wife wanted to accept the principles of Sati, dying with her husband. But when she was about to die, a sage named Aurva found that she was pregnant and forbade her to do so. The co-wives of this wife of Bahuka gave her poison with her food, but still her son was born with the poison. The son was therefore named Sagar. Sa means with and Gar means poison. Sagar. Sagar means with poison. Following the instructions of the great sage Aurva, King Sagar reformed many clans, including the Yavanas, Shakas, Ahayas, and Barbaras. The king did not kill them, but reformed them. Then, again following the instructions of Aurva, King Sagar performed Ashwamedh sacrifices. But the horse needed for such a sacrifice was stolen by Indra, the king of heaven. King Sagar had two wives named Sumati and Keshini. While searching for the horse, the sons of Sumati extensively dug up the surface of the earth and in this way dug a trench, which later became known as the Sagar Ocean. In the course of this search, they came upon the great personality Kapiladev and thought him to have stolen the horse. With this offensive understanding, they attacked him and were all burnt to ashes. Keshini, the second wife of King Sagar, had a son named Asamanjasa, whose son Amshuman later searched for the horse and delivered his uncles. Upon approaching Kapiladev, Amshuman saw both the horse meant for sacrifice and a pile of ashes. Amshuman offered prayers to Kapiladev, who was very pleased by his prayers and who returned the horse. After getting back the horse, however, Amshuman still stood before Kapiladev, and Kapiladev could understand that Amshuman was praying for the deliverance of his forefathers. Thus Kapiladev offered the instruction that they could be delivered by water from the Ganges. Amshuman then offered respectful obeisances to Kapiladev, circumambulated him, and left that place with the horse for sacrifice. When King Sagar finished his yajna, he handed over the kingdom to Amshuman and, following the advice of Aurva, attained salvation. So here's the story of King Sagar and his sons. Text 1, Shishuku Vacha,
Shri
Shri
Shukha
Shuka
Uvacha
Uvacha
Harito Rohita Sutash,
Harito
Harito
Rohita
Rohita
Sutaha
Champas
Sutash
Tasmad Vinirmitam,
Champas
Champastasmat
Tasmani
Vinirmita
Mita
Champa Puri Sudevoto,
Champa Puri
Champapuri
Sudevoto
Sudevoto
Vijayo Yasya Chatmaja.
Vijayo
Vijayo
Yasya Chatmajaha
Chatmajaha.
Sukadev Goswami continued, the son of Rohit was Harita, and Harita's son was Champa, who who constructed the town of Champapuri. The son of Champa was Sudev and his son was Vijay. So coming from Harishchandra was Rohit. Now Rohit's children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren are being described. Bharukas tatsutas tasmad
Bharuka tasmad
Tasmad
Vrikastasyapi bahukah
vrikstasya api bhahukaha
Soribhirita bhuraja
soribhita bhuraja
Raja
Sabaryo vanam avishat.
savaryo vanam
Yoganam
avishita.
Avishad.
The son of Vijay was Bharuka, Bharuka's son was Vrika, and Vrika's son was Bahuka. The enemies of King Bahuka took away all his possessions, and therefore the king entered the order of Vanaprasth and went to the forest with his wife. So who has gone to the forest?
Bahuka.
Bahuka. Yeah. This is Bharuka. Bharuka's son was Vrika, and Vrika said Bahuka. Okay. Okay. Vridam tam panchatam praptam
Vridham cha panchatam praptam
Mahishi anumar marishyati
Mahishi
Manisha
anumarvishati
Anumarishyati.
Orvena janat janatatmanam
Orvena
Orvina
janta
Janata
atmanam
Manam.
prajavantam nivarita.
prajavantam
Prajavantam
nivarita.
Nivarita.
Bahuka died when he was old, and one of his wives wanted to die with him, following the sati rite. At that time, however, Orva Muni, knowing her to be pregnant, forbade her to die. So Bahuka, he wanted to die. His possessions went away. He's become going to the forest, right? And then his wife wants to die with him, and he's died, but she's pregnant. So Orva Muni is saying, no, don't die. Don't take sati.
So that means the wife also went with him, na, to the
No.
forest.
Yeah,
No?
to the forest, yes.
Forest, yeah.
Forest, yeah. She's gone. She's gone to the forest. Okay. Agyayasya sapatnibhir
Agyayasya sapatnirvir
karo tato andasa saha
garodato
Garudato
andasasaha
Antasaha
saha teneva sanjata
sahateneva
Sahateneva
sanjataha
Sanjata
sagarakyo mahayashaha.
sagarakyo
Sagarakyo
mahayashaha
Mahayasha
Sagaras Chakravarti Asid.
sagaraha
Sagaras
chakravarti
Chakravarti
asit
Asi
Sagaro Yatsute Kritaha.
sagaro
Sagaro
yatsute
Yatsute
kritaha.
Krita.
Knowing that she was pregnant, the co-wives of the wife of Bahuka conspired to give her poison with her food, but it did not act. Instead, the son was born along with the poison. Therefore, he became famous as Sagar, one who is born with poison. Sagar later became the emperor. The place known as Ganga Sagar was excavated by his sons. So it seems all the wives probably went, they were all together. Now they understood that she's pregnant, so they're giving her poison. The husband's already dead. Why would they want to do that?
Mhm.
Anyway, they've still given a poison, but
But in
still
spite of that, in spite of that, the son is born, na? Sagar.
yeah. What's the significance of the name Sagar?
One who's born with poison, one with poison. So,
Yeah, one born with poison. Comes to mind the other story, right? Where the co-wives wanted to kill the child. Do you all remember? We heard.
Yes. The king and the queen, and then the soul asked that, which lifetime father and mother you are. I'm forgetting. It was the
Yeah,
king
Chitraketu.
Chetraketu Maharaj. Yes.
Chitraketu. His son's name was Harshashoka, right?
Harshashoka. Yeah.
And the wives also had poisoned that little boy. That
Mm.
boy was 5 years old or something. He heard
Yeah.
the mugging in the womb of the wife. This child is not yet born. He's still in the womb. And they're giving her poison.
Actually, this story is also very, very famous in Panchatatra, and they have the special books. So I have read this. That's why I remember, like how he bought the Ganga on earth for his forefathers to be relieved.
Yeah,
Sagar. Yeah.
you're gonna read that soon coming up. Ganga
Yeah.
Sagar. They've dug it
Yeah.
up. Ganga Sagar. Okay, should we stop here?
Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shla
Yeah.
Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you all